So with that said, he's worked out here. That was an offside on Garfield, so 1st and 10. Line. And the handoff up the middle.
The volume was on my laptop because I was monitoring John show.
Him, he has stopped no gain. Check it. They're going to give 2 yards out to the 35, but he was gang tackled there by a number of purple jerseys there. Most notably, number 11, Yamani Howe, among others there to make the stop. And again, if you're just joining us, we're live at Memorial Stadium. Just starting O'Day at Garfield, the Fighting Irish with the ball. 2nd and 8 at their 35-yard line. Garfield looking like they're blitzing, and they are from the corner on the edge. That was number 13. Oh, my goodness. D. Dukes came in and made the stop. And nowhere to go for the runner. Yeah, no gain on the play. So that'll make it 3rd and 8 at the 35. And the Bulldogs shorthanded tonight. And talking to Coach Reggie Witherspoon, he said they're down 11 varsity guys. They have 5 that are out of the 11 actually injured. 6 are starters. They've lost the starting offensive line, defensive line yesterday in practice. So they are hurting. But I tell you what, you wouldn't know it. Pass goes up. Kohler looking for a receiver on the edge there. And just almost a push off, and he breaks the tackle. That's number 12, David Dominguez. And he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, O'Day. 65 yards. John Kohler to David Dominguez. Oh, my, what a play. So David D. was covered there, was able to grab the ball. The tackler missed the tackle. He was able to break that, kind of pushed off, if you will, and he took it 65 yards. And just like that, O'Day, in an instant, takes the lead. And I tell you what, it got quiet here at Memorial Stadium. You can almost hear a pin drop. And we're on the Garfield side of the stand, so we've got Garfield fans in front of us and quiet on their side. We do have some of the Garfield cheer squad in front of us, and then, as I said, across the field is O'Day. The extra point is up and is good. So O'Day, with 9:59 left to play in the first quarter, we're just 2 minutes into the ball game, and O'Day with a 65-yard electrifying catch and run for a touchdown, and O'Day leading it 7-0. So if you just joined us again, you are listening to our live coverage of Metro League football. We are live at Memorial Stadium. And also just want to remind you that make sure to tune in to a new show, Shatter Your Glass Ceiling, live on Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. And also we just wish Rainier Avenue Radio a happy 4th birthday. Yeah. It has been 4 years, and so happy birthday, Rainier Avenue Radio. And make sure to keep it tuned right here, because immediately following the game, you can hear Sergio LaCour's Love Lines. We'll catch him already in progress right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. So we are live here at Memorial Stadium. O'Day 2-2, Garfield 1-3, and the Fighting Irish strike first, 65 yards. A pass and catch and run, I should say. And David D. I'm just going to say David D. because I don't think I'm pronouncing his last name right. Dominguez. I know I'm not getting it right. So if you're listening, give us a call. Give us a message. Let me know how to pronounce that, and I will get it right. So I'm just going to call him David D. But a great catch and broke the tackle and ran it in 65 yards for the touchdown. So Garfield, a short kick, and Garfield just fields it and downs it. Ball's going to be spotted at the 30-yard line. So the Bulldogs, with 9:54 to go here in the first quarter, take over 1st and 10, their first offensive possession, trailing 7-0 to the O'Day Fighting Irish.
Happy birthday to us, Rick.
Yes, indeed.
It has been, can you believe it, 4 years?
Tony, I can't. I remember the conversations we were having talking about kind of the focus we wanted for sports, and here we are. And I think everything we talked about, man, we have seen it materialize. And a first down carry, and I believe that was the big man, Quentin Jordan, taking the handoff inside. And I tell you what, not a lot of room there. It got maybe a half yard just past the 30-yard line to maybe not even 31. So we'll give him a half a yard gain on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 10. But yeah, Tony, I can remember us having the conversations, and we made that decision. We said, we want to focus on prep sports, and we want to focus on youth sports and get a market, get a niche there that no one is covering. And I tell you what, here we are 4 years later, and we have had some success. And Quentin Jordan on the left side, he's going to be knocked out of bounds after a pickup of about 5 yards out to the 35-yard line. So that'll make it 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs on their own 35-yard line.
Rick, this is the first class that we're graduating with. Essentially, when we came in as freshmen, same year, I remember because Paolo Banchero was a freshman.
Yeah.
And so we've seen a whole group of 9th graders now that we've been able to cover all the way up through their senior years.
And if you remember, Paulo, that freshman year played football and was platooning playing quarterback and did quite a good job. And then I think gave it up and said, you know what, I'm going to stick to basketball. And the pass out on the outside to Rolly Canali. And again, I apologize on some of these pronunciations. I don't know if it's Canali or Canal. I'm going to call him Canali. And if that is wrong, let us know, and I will get it right. Anyway, a pickup of about 3 yards out to the 38-yard line, a quick pass, and he was brought down. And so that's going to make it 4th and 2, and it looks like the Bulldogs are going to go for it.
Rick, we had the opportunity to say JT as a freshman, too, and just to watch these young men grow into the student athletes that they are today with the bright futures that they have has been pretty awesome.
Man, absolutely. So we have 4th and 2. The Bulldogs in the gun. The handoff to Quentin Jordan. He's going to be gang tackled, and he's met there first and foremost by big number 79, Charles Waverly, 6'3", 285, and nothing doing there. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Bulldogs trying to just take it right up the middle, and the defensive front of the O'Day Fighting Irish, again, led by Charles Waverly. I tell you what, they penetrated and stopped him for a 3-yard loss. So the Fighting Irish will take over 1st and 10 on the Garfield 35-yard line. 8:32 left to go, and they are leading 7-0 here at Memorial Stadium. So you can probably hear in the background a little bit the PA announcer. Again, we have a small group of fans here. The Metro League and state rules allowing families to come in. So we have a small group of families here from both teams. But right now, the Fighting Irish and the handoff right up the middle, and that is Georgios Kotsakis, Giorgio Kotsakis, and he picks up had a few Garfield Bulldogs there on the tackle. So that will make it 1st and 10 for the Fighting Irish on the Bulldogs' 22-yard line. And the handoff right up the middle. And that is that big guy, Georgios Kotsakis. And Kotsakis takes it down inside the 15. They're going to mark it at about the 12-yard line. So that's going to be a 1st down. And I tell you what, the Fighting Irish, their front line is just getting some good penetration there, opening the holes. And Garfield, again, really undermanned. Coach Witherspoon said he's 11 players down. A lot of his starters are out and across the line, the offensive defensive line. So they are going to, it's going to be a struggle tonight for them. 1st and 10 for the Fighting Irish, and the pitch out. And I believe that is Jason Brown. Brown cuts it back, and he's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, O'Day, 12 yards, Jason Brown. And Brown took the pitch to the right and cut it up and had some contact there at about the 2-3 yard line and was able to run through that, get it into the end zone, and touchdown for the O'Day Fighting Irish. And this may be a long evening. Again, as I mentioned, in talking to Coach Witherspoon, he said, yeah, we've just got some guys that are out, and it's going to be really tough. Yeah, looking at it, he said, we're down 11 varsity guys. 5 are on the offensive and defensive line, and 6 are starters. And so that's going to be difficult for them, as I see Coach Witherspoon's sister walking by. So O'Day leading it here with 7:15 to play in the first quarter, and they're up 13-0. Also want to remind you to tune in tomorrow evening, and we originally were going to bring you a double header, but apparently I'm waiting on confirmation and the official word on this, but it looks like the first game will not happen between Lakeside and Cleveland, but we are scheduled to bring you at least the second game, Franklin and Lincoln. Right now scheduled for 8 o'clock. We're waiting for more word from the Metro League, from the athletic office, to let us know the details on that first game and the starting time, if it will move earlier for that second game. So keep it tuned right here to Rainier Avenue Radio. We'll let you know. Extra point is good, giving the Fighting Irish a 14-0 lead here. 7:15 left to go, and just a beautiful evening. It is not too. It's cool, but not cold, and the sun is out, and some clouds in the sky, but you can see some blue in the sky as well. Plane overhead, traveling to our left, going headed south. And it is just a beautiful night here. They have the lights on, but really don't need them at this point. They will as we get a little further into the ball game, but certainly looking good at this point. And there's Bishop Witherspoon walking by, Coach Witherspoon's dad. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, well, he's giving me a bad time. Say, I'm looking like I'm relaxing. I'm on the air, my brother. I'm working. But no, we are here. So again, keep it tuned here. We will let you know more details about tomorrow night. But we will be here at the very least for the Franklin-Lincoln game, and we'll get you more details on the Lakeside Cleveland game. But the preliminary word is that I believe there was a positive COVID test, and so that first game being canceled. Squib kick, and it is fielded, and I believe that is number 9, Reggie Witherspoon III, and he is upended at about the 28-yard line. So the ball was kind of bouncing around, and it looked like Amadane Abadou couldn't field it, but Reggie Witherspoon III got it, and a short gain there out to, again, the 23-yard line. Forgive me if I said the 23-yard line. So the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10, trailing 14-0 here, 7:08 to go in the first quarter. So we're early in this ball game, and the Fighting Irish, both of their offensive possessions, able to punch it in for a score. So E.J. Kamanong's got 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He's looking, and pressure coming in. He's going to be sacked. And you've got number 50 there. That's a big man, Antoine Brown, 6'2", 275. Along with him, number 78, Owen Prentice. And they bring Kamanong down for a loss. And we've got a player down on the field. Looks like he's holding the back of his calf, so maybe a cramp. And again, Coach Witherspoon said he's got 11 starters out, and 5 of them along that offensive and defensive line. So he's got some young players and playing on the line for him. And it's going to be a long evening as they try to, great opportunity for these young players to step up and get some game action. But it's just unfortunately coming up against a really, really good team in O'Day. And even though the Fighting Irish 2-2 on the season, one of the elite teams, not only in the Metro League, but in the state as well. So we've got a timeout on the field as they're tending to the injured player. And again, nothing serious. He looks like, from what I can see here, looks like a cramp. He is holding the back of his calf, and the trainer taking a look at it. She's trying to determine what is going on. And so,
Rick, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and give it to Daniel Bellis and get an update.
Daniel, what do you got for us?
Yes. There we go. There's my mic. Well, here's an update for you, a scoring update brought to you by For Culture. As the cultural agency, I can't even hear myself. Hello.
We can hear you, though.
There we go.
You're good. Yeah.
Brought to you by For Culture. As the cultural funding agency for King County, For Culture wants to make our region vibrant. Looks like the other two Metro Mountain games going on right now, Eastside Catholic and Ballard. That game has started with an Eastside Catholic being first blood, 7-0 over Ballard. And we are awaiting a score for Seattle Prep Bishop Blanchette. Back to action right here, Memorial Stadium.
Thank you. And I believe that was Matua Whalen, and he's limping off, being helped off, and not able to put a lot of pressure on it. Again, I don't think it's a serious injury. I think it looks more like a cramp. And the pass out on that side is intercepted. Oh, Cameron was trying to get a quick out pattern to his receiver. He was looking for Angus Vlacity, and there to pick it off. I'm trying to see the number of the player. I think that was Kari Dawson with the interception there, number 17. So Dawson picks it off, and he was brought down at about the 12, 13-yard line. So the Fighting Irish with the commanding 14-0 lead here early in the ball game, 6:37 left to go in the first quarter, and they have the ball 1st and 10 on the Garfield 13-yard line. And the power I receiver to the right, to the left, faking the pitch, and tight end wide open over the middle, touchdown, O'Day, Quinn Carolyn, and what a great play. They faked the pitch to the right, and then Carolyn, the tight end, just leaked out right on the seam there on the hash mark, and he was wide open, blown coverage, and easy touchdown for the Fighting Irish to put the Fighting Irish up by a score of 20-0 here, and extra point forthcoming. And this has been a tough season so far for the Bulldogs. They have a couple tough losses and some of the injuries. And, again, hats off, and credit goes to, all of these programs here getting the kids prepared and ready. And, if you just have a few injuries and what have you, it really makes it difficult. And certainly the situation on the Bulldog side of the field. So with that quick score, the O'Day Fighting Irish now go up 21-0, 6:32 left to go here in the first quarter. And if you just joined us, you're listening to live coverage right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Make sure to keep it tuned, because tomorrow we'll be back for more action right here. And we'll get you more information on that. But it looks like now it will just be one game. We had in the first game, Lakeside and Cleveland, from what our understanding, has been canceled. We'll get you more information on that, but we believe there's been a positive COVID test on one of the schools, one of the teams, so they will cancel that game. We will bring you Franklin and Lincoln, and we'll let you know more details as we get them as far as start time and what have you.
Hey, Rick, have you ever thought about running for office?
Office? What kind of office? You know what? Let me tell you something, Tony. I'm at an age where in a word, no.
Well, hey, Rick, if anyone is out there interested in finding out more about running for office, we have these things called democracy vouchers now.
Yes.
And it allows for folks who don't normally get the opportunity to donate to their candidate to do so. And we'll have a special show on at 1 o'clock tomorrow explaining everything you want to know about democracy vouchers.
There you go, right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. And the kickoff fielded by Reggie Witherspoon III, and he breaks a couple of tackles and brings it out beyond the 30-yard line, out to about the 32-yard line. So nice return there. And Tony, also I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle and For Culture. And, they just both powering our broadcast tonight. And we'll give you more information both about the Urban League and about For Culture as we get into the broadcast this evening. And again, I want to remind you, keep it tuned right here, because immediately following the game, we will join Sergio LaCour's Love Lines live in progress right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. But right now, the Bulldogs take over 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. 3 receivers out to E.J. Camelong's left, 1 to the right. Camelong rolling to his left, gets away from one guy, has a receiver open. That's number 17, Finn Scully. And Scully knocked out of bounds, a nice gain out to about the 45-yard line for a first down. So nice play there by the Bulldogs, rolling Camelong out, avoiding that pressure. And that's something that Coach Witherspoon and this offensive staff is going to have to do, because they're getting pressure right up the middle. And again, with 6 starters out, 5 on that offensive and defensive line, that interior line, the Bulldogs have some young pups, if you will, along the front line, and so they're going to have to figure out some ways to give E.J. Kamenong more time to get the pass off, and he did on that one. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 46, trying to mount a drive here. Kamenong fakes the hand up. No, hands it off to Quentin Jordan. Quentin Jordan powering through across midfield, picks up 8 to the 46-yard line of the Fighting Irish.
Nice to see these guys come out with the positive plays. They deserve that, Rick. They've, again, you said they're undermanned, and O'Day came out firing off on all cylinders, so it's good to see Garfield go ahead and get a couple positive plays here.
Yeah, it really is. Now, Tony, as you know, I mean, being a former player, you get that confidence built up, and you just never know what will happen. And so Bulldogs a 2nd and 2 on the Fighting Irish 46. Kamenong's got 3 receivers to his right, and looking to his right, a quick pass out. And, he's got some room. That's Angus Vlasidy. Vlasidy may go all the way. He's going to take it. Touchdown, Garfield. Vlasidy takes it 46 yards for the Bulldogs. And just like that, the Bulldogs saying, hey, don't count us out yet.
Now, we know they have quick strike ability on this team.
Yes, indeed. And O'Day had single coverage out there, and it was just a quick out, almost like a quick screen. And Vlasidy was able to get outside of the defender, and then it was a foot race, and he took it all the way. E.J. Kamenong to Angus Vlasidy, touchdown. Garfield Bulldogs on the board. 5:25 left to go here in the first quarter.
You know, Rick, you hit it on the head. You get a couple positive plays, you start feeling good about yourself. This is a team, they have some guys out, but they still got some players on this squad.
Oh, yeah, they got some guys that can make some plays, and we just saw that one there. And that's the thing. I mean, you just never know. And the extra point is up and good. So the Bulldogs, again, saying, don't count us out that quickly. And, this has been an interesting season because the Fighting Irish losing their first game and then losing again. And so they are now 2-2 that lost to Seattle Prep. And, I think it's almost like you look at the Rocky, fights and what was it, the role that, why am I forgetting his name now, Drago. And, when that hit some blood, it's okay, he's human. And I think the Bulldogs saying, okay, and the rest of the Metro League saying, hey, O'Day's human. We can beat them. And so, again, with that touchdown, 46 yards for the Bulldogs, makes the score 21-7, 5:25 left to play here in the first quarter. And again, I want to remind you to stay tuned to Rainier Avenue Radio. I want to welcome one of our new shows called Shatter Your Glass Ceiling. You can hear it live every Thursday at 1:30. And once again, just want to say happy birthday. This is our 4th anniversary. Rainier Avenue Radio has been around for 4 years. And hats off, Tony, to you and everything we have accomplished and under your leadership and just the partnerships that you have been able to forge. And really, really just showing what a quality community radio station can look and sound like. And that is certainly what we are giving, our community. And so high kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. And a seam up the middle, and that is number 16, Mac Makowski, I believe. And Makowski takes it out. Makowski, rather, takes it out to the 31-yard line. We've got a Bulldog player down at the 35-yard line. And if I'm not mistaken, that is number 40, Marcus Merkelbach, the kicker. So we will see what is going on with Merkelbach. Hopefully nothing too serious. I tell you, it's really interesting because being in the Memorial Stadium here, and with again, we do have a few fans in the stands, but it can be at times very, like it is right now, very, very quiet. Everybody concerned. It doesn't look like it's anything serious once again. And again, if you are listening and want to tune in and see a video of the game, check us out on our Facebook page, Rainier Avenue Radio.world Facebook, live, YouTube, or Twitch, and you can see the action as well as our call of the game right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Rick, this is week 5, and you just have to take your hats off to everybody in the Metro League, not the least of which are the players as well, who had to prepare and get ready, try and be in shape, and then go out there and play physical football. And to get this far into it, we're in the 5th game, before we've had any games canceled due to COVID or We've seen a few injuries as well, but you normally take a few weeks to condition yourself.
Yeah, you really do,
You
Tony.
know?
That's a really good point. And Merkelbach on his feet and running off the field under his own power, so he is okay. And looks like he may have just got his bell rung a little bit there, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
But he is okay and coming out. And the other thing, Tony, you talked about, I mean, for this to be the first, positive COVID test, and I'm looking at Merkelbach as he took his helmet off, and one of the stipulations was players are wearing masks under their helmets, and so the Metro League has done a great job of keeping the players safe and allowing these kids to play. So the Fighting Irish taking over 1st and 10, the handoff right up the middle, and that is Kotsakis. He's got some room. He breaks through, and he's across midfield, across the 40, and finally brought down at about the 38-yard line. Georgios Kotsakis, and I tell you what, that offensive line gave him some running room, just a straight dive, handoff, and he just kept running. So 1st down for the Fighting Irish into Garfield Bulldog territory down at the 38-yard line. I'll call it the 38-yard line. Looks like the nose of the football touching the 38. So 1st and 10 for the Fighting Irish. And the handoff, and that is big number 4, Taj Dials. Dials breaking a tackle, then he's going to be gang tackled. And there, among other players, number 11 is Yamani Howell. And number 50 as well there, that is Michael Montgomery. So a couple of Bulldogs there to make that stop. And still got about 5 yards on the carry. So Fighting Irish, 2nd and 5 to go at the Bulldog 33-yard line. Got 4:24 left to play. Clock ticking here in the first quarter. And the Fighting Irish leading the Bulldogs 21-7. And quarterback John Kohler. And the pitch out to Dials. Dials got some room out on the outside, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. And a good play there, and that is Montgomery with the stop, but not until a 1st down.
You know, Rick, you can tell they miss those seniors up front because they're not really getting touched until they get to that next level.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and that's what Coach Witherspoon said. He said, Rick, we've got I've got 5 starters out on the interior line, and they play both ways, offense and defense. So that's really, really, I mean, they, offensively you can maybe get some schemes where you roll the quarterback out and do some things, but defensively that's really difficult unless you're going to pack it in, and then you leave yourself vulnerable on the outside. So the handoff, and that's going to be Kohler, and Kohler's just going to, I don't know if it was a broken play or not, but or just a called quarterback keeper. But Kohler's going to pick up maybe about 2 or 3 yards to the 23-yard line. So, yep, the PA announcer says they'll give him 3 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Fighting Irish at the Bulldog 23-yard line, leading 21-0. 3:30 left to go here in the first quarter. And we are live at Memorial Stadium. And Kohler's got 2 receivers split to the wide side of the field, which is his left. And we've got some movement. I believe that might be defensive encroachment, some movement on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, it is. So the Bulldogs will give up 5 yards the easy way. And that's going to make it now 2nd and about 2 to go. Ball's on the 18-yard line.
If Edwin was here, he would show his disgust at that particular
yes, he
call right there of encroachment.
He's like, let him get back, if there's no contact. And that, back in the day when we played, I mean, that was yeah, as long as you didn't make contact, you were okay. Rule change. And so, there cannot be any movement once you come up and the ball, the team gets set. So with that, the ball's on the 18-yard line. It will be 2nd and 2 for the Fighting Irish at the Bulldogs 18-yard line.
And, a savvy center back then would snap the ball and catch him offsides.
Yeah, absolutely. And a quick out on the outside there to, I believe, that David Dominguez. And Dominguez, it's going to be a 1st down to about the 9-yard line. So that's going to make it 1st and goal for the Fighting Irish at the Bulldog 9-yard line. And David Dominguez got that initial long, I believe it was about 65-yard catch and run to open the scoring up, and O'Day leading 21-7 here with just under 2 minutes left to play. The pitch out, and that is Jason Brown. He's got some room on the left side, and he's still on his feet and finally brought down inside the 5. And let's see where they spot it. It looks like they're going to spot it on about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line. No, 2-yard line. So 2nd and goal for the Fighting Irish at the Bulldog 2-yard line. Again, the Fighting Irish leading by a score of 21-7 here. 1:30 left to go here in the first quarter. We're live at Memorial Stadium. And there's the Space Needle. I see one of the cars going up in the windows there. And I believe that's just a quarterback keeper right up the middle. And let's see, no call yet. And finally a call, touchdown, O'Day. And so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I had trouble seeing there, but I think it was a handoff to Georgios Kotsakis. I thought it was a quarterback keeper, but I think Kotsakis got the short run in there for the touchdown to give the Fighting Irish a 27-7 lead here as time is winding down in the first quarter. And the extra point kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, with 1:15 left to go in the first quarter, the Fighting Irish of O'Day leading the Garfield Bulldogs by a score of 28-7 here live at Memorial Stadium. And again, just want to encourage you to keep it tuned right here to Rainier Avenue Radio. Not only immediately following tonight's game, we'll join Sergio LaCour and his Love Lines live, but also tomorrow night as we bring you more action right here at Memorial Stadium, Franklin and Lincoln. So you can hear that game right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. And again, I just want to say a special thank you to our sponsors. And most notably, we really appreciate King County for Culture. They're a broadcast sponsor of our 2021 Metro League High School football broadcast. And again, do you have a creative work in the arts, history, or historic preservation? Are you interested in getting that work and your project financially supported? Well, if so, For Culture wants to support your cultural activities and share them, allow you to share them with King County. Currently offering project grants. You can apply by April 28th for funding. Go to their website, forculture.org, for more information. And a short kick gets picked up at about the 13-yard line by the Bulldogs. And I believe that is number 6, Jacoby Cochran. No, check that. That was Amdane Abadou. And Abadou takes it out to the 30-yard line, I believe is where they will spot the football. So the Bulldogs will have 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line, trailing 28-7 here. 1:04 left to go in the first quarter. So again, we have a small crowd here, and restrictions have been lifted a little bit, and so immediate family members are allowed to be here. And so both sides of the field, you have probably about in the range of about 30 or so family members for each of the teams. And the handoff right up the middle. There's a run. Ooh, and then a hit. That was D. Dukes. And D. Dukes got to look like he had some room, and they got hammered right at the line of scrimmage, falls forward, gets about maybe 2 yards out to the 30, 32. Yeah, it looks like the nose of the football close to 30. I'll give him 2 yards. How's that? So even though the PA announcer is saying 2nd and 9, I'm going to give it 2nd and 8 and say that D got a couple yards on that carry. And so 2nd and a long 8 to go for the Bulldogs. And the quick out to the receiver. And it's going to be picked off again. Oh, great play. Defensive play by Hayden Mcdonald. He read it and got a jump on it, picked it off, and takes it in for the pick 6 touchdown, O'Day. That was Hayden Mcdonald, the captain. And I tell you what, he read that perfectly. And, man, just stepped in and got that. And Leon Neal, the former Husky, yelling up to the coaching staff at Garfield, how about a hitch and go? And, yeah, that would have worked, kind of just a kind of a pump fake and then go. So we'll see if maybe they'll do that next time down. But that time, Hayden McDonald, the captain for the O'Day Fighting Irish, read it perfectly, stepped in and took it, and pick 6 to give the Fighting Irish a 35-0 lead here as time is winding down in the first quarter. So the Fighting Irish will line up. They'll spot it on the 10-yard line for the extra point. And Have a delay on the field, not sure. Oh, we've got a player down. So Garfield player down on the far side of the field. Outside, it's really on the sideline, outside of the end zone, and being tended to now, being helped up, like sitting up. And that is number 13, D. Dukes. So again, doesn't look serious, which is good news, but he's sitting up, has not gotten up yet, and so they're tending to him. He is off the field of play, but because it is on the opposite side of the field, the opposite side of the Bulldog sideline, they're holding play up while they're tending to him. And again, the extra point, for whatever reason, could go to that side of the field. So D. Duke's being helped up and gets up slowly, but he is walking under his own power. So again, looks like he is okay. I'm trying to see, kind of holding his right arm kind of gingerly there. So I'm not sure if it's an arm injury or not, but he's walking off, and they're taking him outside on the backside of the end zone, and we'll walk around. So as soon as he clears the field, we'll snap and have the extra point. So, and if you just joined us, Garfield severely undermanned this evening. They've got 6 starters out, 11 players in all are out due to injury, and tell you what, they have taken advantage of, they being O'Day, taking advantage of that and leading the Bulldogs by a score with the extra point. Whistle blows and pre-snap penalty. Let's see what the call is. It looks like it's movement on Garfield. So they'll move the ball half the distance to the goal and they'll re-snap it. Yeah, that's what it was, movement on the defense, offsides on the defense. And so they will get half the distance. Actually, they really don't move it because the holder's staying in the same place, the 10-yard line. So it'll be a 20-yard extra point attempt. And the snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. And so O'Day, with 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, take a commanding 35-7 lead over the Garfield Bulldogs. So the Bulldog faithful here in front of us, and a lot of fans and family members here cheering their Bulldogs on. So again, with 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter, 20 seconds to go in the quarter, 35-7 is the score. O'Day leading the Garfield Bulldogs. And also want to let you know this broadcast of Metro League High School football powered by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. The Urban League implements its mission within the Seattle-King County service area through advocacy, direct programming, community outreach, and coalition building. If I could read, we'd be in good shape. And coalition building in 5 major pillars of focus. And those pillars are housing, education, workforce development, health, and policy. And so just want to say thank you to the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle and For Culture for their support of Rainier Avenue Radio and helping us bring you the Metro League football games that we are bringing to you. And the kick is fielded, and that is number 8, Amdane Amadou, and he spins and gets it out beyond the 35-yard line, close to the 40-yard line. So a nice return on a short squib kick by the Fighting Irish, and Amadou takes it out to, we're going to call it the 38-yard line. So the Bulldogs will take over with 10 seconds left to play here in the first quarter, trailing 35-7. They'll take it over 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line. So again, want to remind you, if you want to view the game as well as listen to the call, tune in to Rainier Avenue Radio, our Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, and you can see the video as well. And quarterback E.J. Kemenong has Cochran go in motion, then the handoff in the backfield, and spun around. I believe that was Amdane Amadou. No, check that. That was... I believe, forgive me, I heard the PA announcer say number 20. We don't have a 20 on the roster, but a pickup, I think, just to the line of scrimmage there for the Bulldogs. We'll try to get that to you. But anyway, that's the end of the first quarter, so they'll switch sides of the field. And with that, as we have a short break in the action. O'Day leading Garfield by a score of 35-7. I'm Rick Dupree. We're bringing you live coverage of Metro League football right here at Memorial Stadium. Starting to get a little bit darker here, and the lights are on, and so they are having an effect on the field now. And I'm going to throw it to Daniel for some updates on the scores. Daniel, what do we got?
Yeah, here for another scoring update brought to you by For Culture as the cultural funding agency for King County. For Culture wants to support your creative work. How about Bishop Blanchette right now? They took the opening drive against Seattle Prep with the score 10 minutes. Then Seattle Prep got the ball, fumbled it. Bishop Blanchette takes it in for a score. Second quarter, Bishop Blanchette kicks a field goal. They are up 17-0 over Seattle Prep in the second quarter.
Wow, what a surprise there.
That is a wow.
So we shall see what happens. Meanwhile, here, E.J. Kamanong, and he's under pressure, and he's going to be brought down. Sacked, big number 68 is there. That is Mark Nebo. You've got number 54 back there as well. Asindere Afua, rather. Who else was back there? Looked like big number 79 was back there as well. That's Charles Waverly. So, again, I think one of the things Garfield's going to need to do, so a loss on that play back to the 32-yard line is going to make it third and long, third and about 16 to go. And, about the only thing, Kamanong is in the gun, but they're going to have to roll him out because right now these young interior linemen for the Bulldogs just not able to handle the pressure that the O'Day linemen are bringing. And Kamanong gets it off coming across the middle, and that is Jacoby Cochran. And Cochran picks up about the 39-yard line, so to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard past, but still going to be well short of the first down, so that's going to make it 4th and 9. And you know what? At this point, I understand it's 4th and 9. You're at your 39-yard line, but you got nothing to lose. You're not playing for anything. Keep the offense out and let's run, see if we can get the first down. It looks like that's what they're going to do. So get that experience in and let your kids play. Now check that. Coach Witherspoon disagreeing with my call there and brings out the punting unit. So they being the Bulldogs, going to punt it away. And we're just here at the start of the second quarter. O'Day leading Garfield 35-7. And the snap is good. Pressure, but a good kick. And it's going to be a fair catch at about the 28-yard line by Justin Stetson. So the Fighting Irish will take over 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line after a fine punt by the Bulldogs.
Rick, Coach Witherspoon might be telling his players, especially with the score the way it is, let's just play this quarter by quarter. Every quarter we start out 0-0.
That's a really good point, Tony, and the way you have to approach it and look at it like that, and hopefully keep your confidence up and get a play here and there and hopefully build your confidence up. So they're actually going to mark the ball at the 29-yard line where the fair catch occurred. So the Fighting Irish with 10:35 left to go in the first half, 35-7, take over 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. And quarterback John Kohler is in the gun, and the handoff. He's got Jason Brown. Jason cuts it up, and he's going to be stopped for a short gain, and I believe that is Mike Montgomery there. Michael Montgomery with the stop. We'll give him about 4 yards out to the 33-yard line. So nice run, and then a nice stop there. Good tackle by Michael Montgomery. So the Fighting Irish 2nd and 6 on their own 33-yard line. And quarterback John Kohler under the center this time. Power I, hands off to the up back. And he's got some room and then some. I believe that was number 32, Van Linden. And Van Linden broke a couple of tackles and just that quick dive and took it all the way out to the 48-yard line, close to midfield. So that'll be a first down for the Fighting Irish. On the tackle, that was Jacoby Cochran. And Jacoby Cochran, we've called his name a few times on both sides of the ball. So these Garfield Bulldogs are very, very short-handed tonight. 11 guys out, 6 starters. And they are not giving up. And the pass on the outside and a good catch on the outside. I believe that was the tight end, number 88, Jamison Saxton, if I'm not mistaken. No, check that. I'm sorry, number 86, Quinn Carolyn. And Carolyn takes it out to the across midfield to the Bulldogs' 41-yard line for a first down. So with 9 minutes to go here in the first half, and the Fighting Irish leading the Bulldogs 35-7. They have a 1st and 10 on the Bulldog 41-yard line. And so we got some movement, but no flag. And handoff right up the middle, and he breaks loose. And that's going to be Taj Dials. He's going to take it all the way. Taj Dials takes it 41 yards, touchdown, O'Day. So Taj Dials up the middle on the right side and got a seam, and then it was a foot race, and he takes it all the way in. So the Fighting Irish having their way and just manhandling the Bulldogs on the interior line there. And again, Garfield with a number of starters out and having trouble, especially on that interior line. So Taj Dials, 41 yards, touchdown, and giving the Fighting Irish a 41-7 lead here as they will try the extra point.
Well, they can't pack it in, Rick, because you got some kids over there on the O'Day sideline that don't get to play every day.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? And so the extra point is up and good, and just like that, the Fighting Irish now leading 42-7 over the Garfield Bulldogs. And we'll take a short break here as the teams will get lined up for the kickoff, and we'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I got you. Daniel, you're on.
I can't, something wrong with my headphones. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Here with a scoring update right here presented to you by For Culture. As the cultural funding agency for King County, For Culture works to make our region vibrant. Eastside Catholic playing Ballard right now, and Eastside Catholic is slowly pulling away. It's in the second quarter. 1 touchdown in the first, 1 touchdown in the second. It's now 14-0 for Ballard. And currently still in the second quarter, Bishop Blanchette, Seattle Prep. It's 17-0. Bishop Blanchette pitching a possible upset.
And there you have it. Some updates. Thank you, Daniel. And we are ready to line it up here. 8:40 left to go. And O'Day, the kicker for the Fighting Irish, number 84, Dylan Peterson. And he is lining it up. Ball's on the 40-yard line. Waiting for it. And he's got the official's whistle. He's approaching the ball and the kick. And it's going to be, not fielded. And now fielded. That is number 8. Amdane Abadou, and Abadou's got some running room, makes a couple guys miss, and then he's going to be gang tackled just across the 20-yard line, maybe out to about the 22. We'll see where they spot it. So Abadou takes it out, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on the 20, it's like the 21-yard line is where they're going to spot it. So O'Day, if you just joined us, O'Day has scored early and often with 8:27 left to play here in the first half. The Fighting Irish leading the Bulldogs by a score of 42-7. And the Bulldogs, as I mentioned, talking with Coach Witherspoon pregame, said he had 11 guys out and 6 on the interior line. And so that is where the game is being won right now. O'Day's interior line just dominating the Bulldogs, unfortunately. And so they lead at 42-7, and looks like we're going to have a timeout. So the Bulldogs just weren't sure on the play, and so quarterback E.J. Kamenon calls a timeout. So timeout, stopping the action here, and just want to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the brought to you by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, and the Urban League, implements its mission within King County and the Seattle area through advocacy, direct programming, and community outreach and coalition building in 5 major pillars of focus. And those pillars are housing, education, workforce development, health, and policy. Also, do you want to represent your city? Tony asked me that earlier. Am I interested in running for office? And I said, no, I'm not. But if you are, this year you can. Seattle residents who are interested in running for office in the 2021 campaigns, you can use democracy vouchers to fund your campaign for the positions of mayor, city council, and city attorney. The city of Seattle offers one-on-one training for candidates at any stage. You can learn more about it, how to run for office, by visiting seattle.gov/democracy voucher or by calling 206-727-8855. And the handoff up the middle And, good run there. And that is number 26, Calvin Barnes Jr. He was met at about the 28-yard line, ran through one tackler, and advances the ball out for a first down. Close to the first down, just short of first down. They're going to mark it at the 30-yard line. So that's going to make it 2nd and 1. And I tell you, as Tony said earlier, you take it quarter by quarter, play by play, and some positive action there by Calvin Barnes Jr., the senior, and making the tackler pay. So E.J. Cameron on the balls on the right hash. He's got 2 receivers wide to his left, 1 to his right. And now tight end in motion from left to right. That's Colin Bryant. And the handoff. And again, that is Barnes Jr. And Calvin Barnes Jr. short gain. He may just be short of the first down. Let's see where nope, they say he got a first down. So they spot it, right at about the 32-yard line. So first down for the Bulldogs. And that was Calvin Barnes Jr. again. Positive yards for the Bulldogs. On 2 carries gives them the first down. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on the 32-yard line, trailing 42-7. 7:50 left to go here in the first half. We're live at Memorial Stadium. And as the light goes down, the lights, it's truly now Metro League football under the lights here at Memorial Stadium. And the handoff again, and Calvin Barnes Jr. finds a seam, breaking a tackle. Then he's going to be getting tackled. Gets the ball out to about the 34, close to the 35-yard line. We'll give him 2, maybe 3 yards. And so the Bulldogs continue to fight. Yeah, they're going to say 35-yard line, so a gain of 3 on there. And tell you what, the Bulldogs, even though they're trailing 42-7, no quit. And Tony made a good point as we look across the field, and there are a sea of O-Day players. And so no doubt Monty Kohler will get some of his younger players some playing time as this game progresses, because it's still early in the ball game. 7:05 left to play in the first half, and the Fighting Irish leading the Bulldogs 42-7. So 2nd and 7, and E.J. Cameron looking to his right, steps up. He's got a receiver open and just misses him. He had Quentin Jordan. Quentin Jordan had got behind the defender there, and that was Hayden McDonald on him, but Cameron just overthrew him just a hair. So falls incomplete. That'll make it 3rd and 7 on the 35-yard line. And I tell you what, there are some plays here. The Bulldogs are finding some holes in the defense, and if they can kind of connect on a few of these plays, they can, make some noise here.
If that ball would have been about a yard short of Quentin Jordan, wouldn't have stopped running until he got to the bus.
Yeah, exactly. So again, just some finding some positive things, and certainly some positive things the Bulldogs are seeing. So 3rd and 7, Cameron's got 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He's looking to the right again. He's got a receiver open on the side. A really good catch there. That is Jacoby Cochran, pulls it in, gets his feet down. And I'll tell you what, that was a big-time catch there by Jacoby Cochran, not only making sure that he caught the ball, but then keeping his feet in bounds. And that'll be a first down for the Bulldogs out to the 47-yard line.
It's so, Rick, with 5:54 here to go in the second quarter, if you're playing quarter by quarter, halfway through the quarter, the Bulldogs are only down 7-0, and they're on the move.
Yeah. And that's the way you got to look at it. You're right, Tony. And it's a learning experience for your young players in particular. 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. 3 receivers to the left with the handoff right up the middle. And once again, there is Calvin Barnes Jr., and he's got some positive yards. We'll give him a couple yards out to the 47, about a yard. So short gain there. And the PA announcer just said they gained him a short 1 yard. And yeah, he and I are in agreement there. So it'll make it 2nd down. The clock ticking, 5:25 left to go here in the first half. And again, 2 receivers out wide to the right, the wide side, wide to the left, I should say, the wide side of the field, and 2 to the short side. And E.J. Cameron gets the snap. Looking to his left, he's got a receiver wide out there and just a little bit too far. He's looking for Angus Vlacity. And Vlacity, as you remember earlier in the quarter, caught the pass and turned a short pass into a long touchdown to give the Bulldogs that score on the scoreboard 7. So with 5:02 left to play, the clock stops on the incomplete pass. O'Day leading Garfield 42-7. It'll be a 3rd and a long 9. Bulldogs with the nose of the football just short of midfield on the 48-yard line. So again, 2 receivers split to the wide side of the field on the left, 1, 2 to the right as well. DJ Cameron, we got some movement. Let's see what the referee calls. So it's a pre-snap call, and they're going to say false start on the Bulldogs. So that's going to march them back 5 yards. So now that's going to make it 3rd and about just shy of 15 yards. The ball is back to just short of the 43-yard line. They've got to get all the way down to the Fighting Irish 43-yard line for a first down.
Is that the first flag of the game? Am I mistaken here?
You know, that's a good question, Tony. There have been very few, so well-played game. Good observation. Good observation.
We've had some games where the refs have made their presence felt.
Yes, we have, but they have not this evening and let the guys get out there and play. So 3rd and about 15, low snap, but Cameron gets it under pressure and delivers it, and a short screen, but coming up to make a stop is number 29, and that was Khalil Holiday. He read that, but there was a play, and I think it's going to be roughing the passer because it's back around where the quarterback was. So let's see what the call is. The referee's conferring on about the 41-yard line. So again, a great defensive play by Khalil Holiday, but I think it's going to be all for naught. Yeah, they're going to say a roughing the passer, so that's going to be an automatic first down for the Bulldogs, and they'll march that off. And that's going to take the ball into O'Day territory. Let's see where the referee, he's still counting off yards, and he's going to bring the ball all the way down to the O'Day 43-yard line. So the Bulldogs, with 4:51 left to play here in the first half, trailing 42-7, will have a 1st and 10 on the Fighting Irish 43-yard line.
15-yard penalty.
So, yeah, it was a 15-yard penalty. Costly one for the Fighting Irish because they had stopped the Bulldogs far short of the first down and would have been getting the ball back. But with that roughing the passer, automatic first down, 15 yards. Bulldogs 1st and 10 on the Fighting Irish 43-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. 1, the lone receiver to the right, is Quentin Jordan. And Cameron looking to his right. He's under pressure, gets away, and he's going to get it at the last minute, and it's going to be picked off again. And that is number 3, Hayden Mcdonald, who already has a pick 6, and Mcdonald taking this one across midfield, and he's going to be brought down at about the Bulldog. Let's see where they spot it, 46-yard line, I believe. So Cameron just under a lot of pressure, under duress, and trying to get rid of the ball. And again, Hayden McDonald made a good play, a break on the ball, gets the interception. So the Fighting Irish now will take over 1st and 10 on the Bulldog 46-yard line, and they have the pigskin and the lead 42-7. 4:04 left to go here in the first half. We're live at Memorial Stadium, Rick Dupree, Rainier Avenue Radio, and our team here. And the handoff right up the middle, and there's a lot of running room there, and that is Van Linden. He is still on his feet inside the 20, inside the 15. And Linden, a big gainer. We're going to give him about 30, maybe 32 yards or so. Yep, takes it all the way down. They're going to spot it on the 15-yard line. And Van Linden, the 6-foot, 186-pound senior, found a seam on that left side, and he was just carrying tacklers for about the last 10 yards there and finally brought down at the 15-yard line. Again, I want to remind you, if you want to see pictures of the game, you want to see the video, tune in to our Facebook Live page, YouTube, or Twitch, and you can view the action as well. And the pitch out, and that is Jason Brown, cuts it back up. Jason Brown then looking back outside, breaks a tackle, and still moving the feet, and Jason Brown is going to dive into the end zone. Touchdown, O'Day. Jason Brown, 15 yards, and just a great run there. Cut it up, and someone had his jersey, but he just kept the feet moving, kept the legs moving, and he drove right in for the touchdown, O'Day. So the Fighting Irish now with 3:33 left to go in the half take a commanding 48-7 lead. We'll wait for the extra point to try to add on to that, make it 49. And if I'm not mistaken, the mercy rule, the extra point The snap is good. The kick is up and good, making it 49-7. So if I'm not mistaken, what will happen in the second half now when a team goes up by 40 or more points, and now the Fighting Irish up by 42, the second half will be played with a running clock. So that likely will be the case here. We'll see. But right now we are still in the first half, 3:33 left to play, and the Fighting Irish leading the Bulldogs 49-7. We've got a short break in the action as the teams will take the field for the ensuing kickoff. Also want to remind you to keep it tuned right here. You don't have to turn the dial. Keep it tuned because Sergio Lacour's Love Lines, we will join it in progress immediately following this game here, the game action. So you want to get your groove on with Sergio, the love groove, little buddy love in the house. You can go ahead and get that done. Whatever you need to do, go ahead and do your thing. All right, and so with 3:33 left to go, the kick, and again, it's a little squibber, and it's going to be fielded at the 26-yard line by the Bulldogs. And once again, I believe that is number 8, Amdane Abadou. And Abadou, and I feel for the Garfield Bulldogs and the players. There's not a lot of life and energy on that sideline right now, Tony, and it's tough. I mean, this is a very good team, and it's been a tough season. They come into this game 1-3, and with all the injuries,
with a couple tough losses.
Yeah, really tough losses. Last week, they lost. And talking to Coach Witherspoon, they against Ballard and scored. Literally at the last second there with under a minute to go, and he didn't have any timeouts. And young players are excited and just didn't get the offense out there. They didn't have the players and the set, and so they took a penalty. And then Coach Witherspoon was confident they could kick the extra point in and snap, and the holder was not able to get a good hold, and the kick was low and partially blocked, and so they lost. That was a 1-point loss to Ballard, a very good Ballard team. And now again dealing with 11 starters out, and the quick pitch out to when I say pitch, a quick throw out to Raleigh Canal. Oh, it is Canali. Okay, I heard the PA announcer saying that's how I've been saying it, Raleigh Canali.
You've been saying it right every game.
Yeah, so I question myself. So Canali, the catch out and advances about 6 yards out, 7 yards. I'm going to give it out to the 45-yard line, so that will make it 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs, trailing 49-7 here. And the Bulldogs trying to mount the drive. Balls on the left hash, and E.J. Cameron's got 2 receivers to his right and 2 on the wide side of the field. And he's looking to the short side now. He's got pressure. He's going to step up. And right there, he gets rid of the ball. Oh, a great play by Kamenov.
How did he get rid of that ball?
That is a good question. He got it to Angus Lassity. And I tell you what, Kamenov was in the hands of big number 54. That is Asindre Afua. And he was able to get the ball off and short of the first down, but I tell you what, a great play by quarterback E.J. Kamenov to just get rid of it and gets it out to the 47-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd and about a yard to go for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter, and something you don't like to see, a big number 3, Quentin Jordan, comes off the field and slightly limping, but not getting any attention from the trainer. So maybe just we'll see what, nothing serious, we hope there. And the handoff right up the middle. It's going to be a first down and then some. I believe that was number, let's see, I want to say 26 or 28. Give me a second here, trying to see the player.
That young man hit the hole like a young Rick Dupree.
He did.
He was up in there.
I believe that was Calvin Barnes Jr. Thank you for that, Mr. Tony B. Bringing back memories. Couldn't do it today if I had to, man, but we have it back in the memory bank. So I believe that was Calvin Barnes Jr., and he got the first down there. And I'll correct that if that was number 28, but I believe that was 26. So first down for the Bulldogs. I checked that was number 28. I apologize. And freshman Tawaf Abadou. And I believe probably the younger brother of number 8, Amdane Abadou. So Tawaf Abadou with a short gain there, but he got that first down. Actually, it's going to be a short loss on that first down play. So to make it 2nd and 11 with the ball at the 47-yard line, 49 seconds and the clock ticking here for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs did kick it, so they'll receive it in the second half. So quarterback E.J. Kemenong's got 3 receivers to his right, and he's looking to the right side and rolling out. And ball is tipped and incomplete. So almost picked off there. That was number 26, Elijah Scanlon. Almost had the pick. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage there and falls incomplete. So that'll make it 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs.
Rick, I'm going to give a shout out to the Bulldog fans who are sticking in there with their team, and they continue to make positive comments in the chat supporting their team.
Absolutely. So not only those of you viewing here on Rainier Avenue Radio, but those of you in the stands as well. High snap, McKemmenon gets it, and he's going to step up, avoids the pressure, but he's going to be hit. Oh, man. And that is big number 66 of Matthew Lasow. And I'm going to tell you what, Lasow got him with one hand. Lasow, what is he listed at? Let's see. They list him at 5'10", 300. And the Lasow got a hand on E.J. Kemenong. Kemenong had pressure, and he stepped up and looked like he was going to get away. And Lasow, I'll tell you what, with that big left arm, got a hand on E.J. Kemenong, said, "You're not going anywhere." And that's going to do it for the first half. And so after one half of action here at Memorial Stadium, O'Day with the commanding 49-7 lead over the Garfield Bulldogs. We'll take a break in the action, and I think Dan on some scores, and then we will be back with second half action right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Daniel, what do you got for us?
Yes, thank you, Rick. Here with a halftime report and scoring update right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, brought to you by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. This broadcast of Metro League High School football is powered by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle implements its mission within our Seattle King County service area through advocacy, direct programming, community outreach, and coalition building in 5 major pillars of focus: housing, education, workforce development, health, and policy. 5 pillars of focus right there. Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. Things are getting stranger and stranger in that Bishop Blanchette Seattle Prep game. Bishop Blanchette with another touchdown, bringing it to 26-0, pitching a shutout. Second quarter, 1:50 left before the half is our latest report. Thankfully to the Seattle Prep Sports Twitter account who's updating us there. And Eastside Catholic is pitching a slightly closer game. Ballard scored a touchdown to make it 14-7, and then Eastside Catholic answered. It's now 21-7, Eastside Catholic over Ballard. So in a tale of 3 teams that are all 3-1 going into this week, it looks like if all scores continue as it is, Eastside Catholic will have sole possession of first place after tonight if all scores continue as they are. Tomorrow, there will be more Metro action, and you'll catch one of those games live here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Franklin at Lincoln. Our previously scheduled game, Lakeside at Cleveland, here at Memorial Stadium, has been canceled. There is a report, although not confirmed, that a player on Lakeside squad tested positive for COVID, so they had to cancel that game. Hopefully they may reschedule it. We'll let you know about if we find more information. Franklin at Lincoln is still scheduled for 8 o'clock here at Memorial Stadium, live on Rainier Avenue Radio. That may be moved forward but we'll find out and confirm those times and everything for you as they develop and we hear from the Metro League. Also tomorrow, a couple other squads will be playing at 7 o'clock. Rainier Beach playing against Chief Self. Ingram will play Roosevelt. And this will actually, after this week, it's the last regularly scheduled game of this shortened season. The last 2 weeks of this shortened season will be due to record. So after tomorrow, all the teams will be scheduled due to their current record. So technically, although not officially, there will be a Metro champion, because next week, number 1 will play number 4 in the Mountain, number 2 will play number 3, and the winner of each of those contests will play each other. So technically, although not officially, there will be a Metro champion through that little process. And that all starts next week. So we don't know what game we're covering just yet, because it is all due to how tonight's games and tomorrow's games conclude. Although what we can tell you is it will come from the Metro Mountain division, as the top 4 teams in Metro Mountain will battle that out. Girls soccer is also in action tonight, as it's usually for Thursday nights. The scores that we have to report for that is Roosevelt and Ingram with a 1-1 tie. You also had Seattle Prep with a victory over Bishop Blanchette. The girls soccer squad getting the win 3-0 over Bishop Blanchette. Lakeside with a dominating win over Lincoln 8-0. Chief Self with also another dominating one over Cleveland. That was 6-0. We are currently awaiting the score of Garfield versus Franklin. That game started at 6, and waiting on that score. And another game in progress right now, awaiting the score, Nathan Hale at Ballard for girls soccer. But we're going to take a short little recess right here as we celebrate our 4th anniversary here at Rainier Avenue Radio. And we will showcase a special video. So enjoy.
Rainier Avenue Radio .world. Celebrating 4 years of broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in the interest of South Seattle and surrounding communities. Hey, it's Tony B, and yes, I'm excited to share with you that April 1st is our birthday. This one is our 4th of amplifying the diverse voices in our communities, broadcasting community events, providing award-winning instructional classes to youth and adults, supporting our music communities in all genres and forms, hosting critical conversations, and making sure that we are who you are. 2020 provided us with the opportunities to meet the needs of our communities. Rainier Avenue Radio is proud to have provided our communities with the most comprehensive coverage of how the coronavirus did and continues to impact our communities. And so, for our birthday, on behalf of our amazing staff, volunteers, and show hosts, to all of our contributors, supporters, listeners, and viewers, thank you. Thank you for your support and patience while we were trying to figure out this internet and broadcasting media thing 4 years ago. Thank you to our youth students who took our courses in interdisciplinaries like communication, journalism, multimedia, math and coding, adult digital literacy, social media analytics, beat making, film, photography, and of course, broadcast. Thank you for staying with us even when we made mistakes. You know that when we provide opportunities for you to share your voice, thoughts, issues, concerns, and talents, then we look at that as growing together. As the African proverb says, that is how we will go far. We have grown, and you've grown with us. We have over 80 shows hosted or produced by members of our communities. And all of this during a pandemic. But that is one reason why we do exist. As a true grassroots organization that started out broadcasting out of a study room in the Columbia City Library, we formed alliances with groups like the HCAACD, worked with city government, private developers, and a variety of arts organizations to promote sustainable art space, land acquisition, and ownership for arts organizations. I'm sure many were shocked when we leased 3 properties in the heart of Columbia City, providing our community members with business opportunities for a hair salon, barbershop, recording studio, rental hall, youth concert and celebration space, artist residency, and an art gallery, among the other multiple uses. We are continuing that growth as we move towards ownership of property in the Central District and in land acquisition position in South Seattle's Columbia City to preserve the historical and cultural artistic integrity of our communities and ensure that independent voices continue to be heard. So for those of you who have found out about us recently, we thank you on our birthday for allowing us to broadcast our community-created content however and wherever you listen and watch. If you'd like to make a birthday donation to Rainier Avenue Radio, it would be much appreciated. Yes, times are tough, so any amount would be greatly appreciated. You will see the results. Here's how you can donate. You can go to our website at rainieravenueradio.world and go to the donate page. You can Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio. You can send a check to Rainier Avenue Radio, P.O. Box 18774, Seattle, Washington, 98118. You can donate to Shunpike, which is our fiscal agent. Just indicate that your contribution is for Rainier Avenue Radio. Shunpike is the 501c3 nonprofit agency that provides independent art groups like ours in Washington State services, resources, and opportunities. Once again, happy birthday to us at Rainier Avenue Radio .world. We are your community radio station. We will continue to provide you with community-created content, broadcast live from our communities, and of course, we'll bring you high school sports like nobody else can. Join us in celebration. Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
Back here from Memorial. Hello. Yes. Okay, there we go. Back here at Memorial Stadium at the half. O'Day with a dominating performance against Garfield, 48-7 here with about 5 minutes. 49-7. Syntax error right there. 49-7 here at the half with only 5 minutes before our third quarter action here on Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station. I'm Daniel Bellis, and your halftime report is presented to you by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. This broadcast of Metro League High School football, powered by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, implementing its mission within our Seattle-King County service area through advocacy, direct programming, community outreach, and coalition building in 5 major pillars of focus: housing, education, workforce development, health, and policy. The Eastside Catholic game against Ballard is starting to pull away as Eastside Catholic, with only under a minute before the half, 28-7 over Ballard there. The scores by looks being reported here on Max Preps. Eastside Catholic's number 86, Carson Russell with the point after attempt. The score going up to 7:27 was via a pick 6, apparently. Number 3, Ontario Latin Henley with a 100-yard return to make it 27-7. Also, there was a 40-yard pass complete to number 2 Dallas Daly for another score by Eastside Catholic. Ballard was able to get one score on the board via a pass for a touchdown. No confirmed person, unfortunately. And also, we had an update there and then lost my spot. Number 86 Carson Russ. No, sorry. A rushing touchdown by Eastside Catholic opened up. No, that was their second score. And number 28, Mason Irvine with a long run also for Eastside Catholic. So that being 28-7 there, Eastside Catholic, that game pretty much at the half at this point. And for Seattle Prep and Bishop Blanchette, after 2 very impressive, maybe 3 impressive weeks back to back by Seattle Prep, they're getting all that they can handle from Bishop Blanchette. It is currently 26-7. Prep just got a much needed score right at the half. Jake Sipe with a short touchdown run. It's 26-7 there. Seattle Prep will receive the kick to start the second half. 2 minutes before we get to the second quarter of action here at Memorial Stadium, the rankings and the standings for the Metro Mountain. And remember, starting next week, games will be scheduled via record, so this may be important. 3 teams actually came into tonight at 3-1, but if things go as they land, if Eastside Catholic continues and wins that game, they'll go to 4-1. Ballard would go to 3-2. If Seattle Prep continues as they are against Bishop Blanchette, they would fall to 3-2. So Eastside Catholic would get sole position of first place, and Ballard and Seattle Prep would be tied for second at 3-2. And if O'Day continues their win, they'll also be tied at 3-2. So you have 3 teams tied at 3-2 if all scores hold as they are. So we'll see who gets number 2, who gets number 3, who gets number 4 going into next week's action. Rainier Beach sits at 2-2, and Garfield currently at 1-3 before the half. In sound, Roosevelt leading and is tied with Chief Self, 3-1 each from the season. Bishop Blanchette at 1-2, but they may just be getting their first. They might get another win against Seattle Prep if all things hold. Lakeside at 1-3, also Ingram at 1-3, and the Valley. Nathan Hale leads that standings right there at 3-1. West Seattle is at 2-1. Tied next is Lincoln and Cleveland, who both have 1-3 on the season each. And Franklin has lost their 2 contests of the year, so they are 0-2. Girls soccer action also happening on Thursday night. Roosevelt Ingram with a tie at 1 apiece. Seattle Prep winning over Bishop Blanchette 3-0. Lakeside with a dominating win over Lincoln 8-0. Chief Self winning over Cleveland 6-0. Awaiting the score on Garfield Franklin, and awaiting the score on Nathan Hale and Ballard. That one being in progress. Garfield Franklin started at 6. Looks like we are, they reset the clock and it's now 3 minutes away from the second half, with Rick Dupree calling your game, and Tony B with some play-by-play, and TC giving us some great camera angles so you can see close-up images of your game right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Tomorrow, you can check us out live. We will be hosting the Franklin at Lincoln game, scheduled for 8 o'clock right now, but that may get pushed up.
Yeah,
we'll let you know.
Yeah, that may. Again, I was just talking to Tara Davis from the athletic office, and they still are waiting. So as soon as we know, we will let everybody know. But right now, we're scheduled to bring you that one game, Franklin and Lincoln. The reason is Lakeside and Cleveland has been canceled. There was a positive COVID test, and she corrected me. That was only the 3rd of the season. So, they have done a great job. There's been a couple other games they had to cancel because of COVID scare. And so, unfortunately, the Lakeside Cleveland game will not happen tomorrow because of that. But they will. We will be having the second game, Franklin and Lincoln. And as soon as we know what time that game will kick off, we will let you know. But regardless, you'll be able to hear it live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
That is very impressive, Rick. Very impressive. All these kids?
Yeah.
3?
Yeah.
3 positive tests?
Yeah. Yeah. And 3 outbreaks and where they've had to, postpone games.
And that's just football, or are we talking also volleyball and soccer?
Well, that's just for football.
Okay.
And again, you think about it, the close contact these kids are in, and they are requiring the kids to wear masks. Everybody, the coaches wearing masks on the sideline. And again, the athletic office has done a great job. They really have in keeping and putting the kids' safety first, and that's really important.
Yeah, that is extremely impressive by the Metro League and the players and the teams and the schools. Impressive.
Yeah, and we again have some fans in the stands now. Each side has in the range of maybe 30-ish or so people here, family members. And so here we go with the kick starting the second half, and the squib kick on the ground. It's going to be fielded at about the 25-yard line, and that is Amdane Abadon. He's got some room. He gets past one guy. It's off to the races here. He's across midfield, puts his shoulder down, still running, and finally knocked out of bounds. And I tell you what, that young man, Amdane Abadou, came out with authority. He had some purpose on that run, and again goes across midfield, takes the second half kickoff, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the spot at the 46-yard line. So the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 on the O'Day 46-yard line. And yeah, looking at the clock, it is still running. So this will be likely a running clock, not likely, a running clock the remainder of the game. It's the mercy rule. When a team goes up by 40 points or more in the first half, the second half, the clock will just run. And so that's what will happen here. But O'Day leading 49-7. And E.J. Kamanong looking. He's got a receiver on the sideline and a nice grab there and a way to keep his feet in ground. That was Raleigh Canale. And Canale with a pickup of about, let's see, we're going to call it 3 yards to the 43-yard line. Again, a fine job by Canale, though, to pull the pass in and keep his feet in bounds. And I think that one may have been good in the NFL because it looked like he got both feet in bounds. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Again, Ricky, if you're Coach Witherspoon, you got to be happy to see your team come out and make a couple positive plays.
Yeah, no doubt. And Kamanong fakes the handoff inside to Jordan, then he keeps it himself going around the right side, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards down inside the 40-yard line to the 39. So that will make it 3rd and about 3. So 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs. And Tony, yeah, you make a good point. I mean, Bulldogs coming out here, and it's a new ball game, like you said. It's 0-0. Let's go ahead and let's win this quarter. And that's the way you have to look at it, and try to keep the spirits up. And these kids are competitors, and we've seen it the 3 years we've covered Metro League sports. And these teams, regardless, they continue to compete. So E.J. Kamanong rolling to his left and throws it up, and just double coverage there, was trying to look for, I believe that was Canale deep, and just underthrew him and incomplete. So that's going to make it 4th and 3 with the ball on the 39-yard line. They got to get down to the 36. So undoubtedly they will go for it, they being the Bulldogs. And so the Bulldogs in the huddle. And, it's interesting. I have not seen, I'm not sure how the players, you got a play clock, and there are the play clocks there, but they have been set at 0. They have not been working this evening for some reason. The referee's obviously keeping that, but for the players, you don't see it. E.J. Kamanong in the gun. He's got a receiver out. And just overthrows him. He was looking for Finn Scully, and he had something on that ball, and Scully just could not quite, got his hand on it, but it bounced off and falls incomplete. And so that will be a turnover on downs. The Fighting Irish will take over 1st and 10 on its own 39-yard line, leading 49-7 here at the start of the second half. 8:40 left to go in the third quarter. And again, I want to remind you, keep it tuned right here. Not only following the game for Sergio's Love Lines, Sergio LaCour, you can hear that live as soon as we leave the coverage here, but also tomorrow night, Franklin and Lincoln, you can hear it right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Right now, the Fighting Irish taking over, the handoff inside, and some strong running. And if I'm not mistaken, that is let's see. I believe that may have been Beckett Swanson. So it looks like the Fighting Irish now, they have reserves in at quarterback, I believe is 11th grader, junior Charlie Horry, number 9. And so it looks like Monty Kohler getting his young players some playing time now here in the second half with the commanding lead. And the pitch back, and that is number 25, Ty Halligan. Halligan is a 5'7", 153-pound sophomore. And he takes it out to the 47-yard line. So that'll make it 3rd and about 2 to go. They've got to get to the 49-yard line for a first down. So 3rd and 2 for O'Day. And quarterback Charlie Horry looking to the sideline for the play. And now the Fighting Irish break the huddle. And again, you can watch the action on our Facebook Live, YouTube, or Twitch. So make sure to tune in and you can watch the action. Handoff right up the middle. I tell you, I lost who had it. And looks like the quarterback, Charlie Horry, kept it. And he's going to be short of the first down. And so it looks like the punting unit is going to come on. And then that's, yeah, I mean, that is typical Monty Kohler. You know, again, he's playing his reserves now. And, you know, it's fourth and about a yard. They could definitely go for it and probably get it. But they're going to punt it away. And so the snap and the punt. And actually a fine punt. And it's going to be fielded back at about the 12-yard line. And that is Amdane Abadou. And Abadou takes it out past the 20, close to the 25-yard line. So Abadou, I tell you what, he has been a guy who is making some plays out here for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs no quit. You know, they, even though they're trailing 49-7 now with 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter, they are out here and continuing to compete. Also want to say a special thank you to our sponsors, For Culture and the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, making it possible for us to bring you these broadcasts right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Bulldogs take over 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. So you've got quarterback E.J. Kamanong, and behind him is Quentin Jordan. And Kamanong, the quick out to his receiver, and that is Angus Vlasidy. Vlasidy making a couple guys miss and advances it out beyond the 30-yard line, a pickup of about 5 or 6 yards. They're going to mark it right at the 30-yard line. So pick up, we'll call it 5 yards. Yeah, maybe 6. It looks like they have to get to the 39, or check that, the 34 for a first down. So 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Good play. Again, that's the type of play you're going to have a quick, quick hitter. You also may want to try to get a, tight end or slot back kind of coming across, finding a seam in the middle there, and you got to be a low snap, but Kamanong is able to get it. Now he's scrambling to his left. He's got a receiver open and just overshoots him just a little bit. He was looking for Raleigh Canale, and it will go out of bounds, fall incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 4 to go. Anyway, yeah, I was going to say plays like that, some quick passing plays. You've got to get him out of the pocket. Him being quarterback E.J. Kamanong, you can't keep him in the pocket. You got to make him mobile and avoid that rush. And so that's what Coach Witherspoon and his offensive staff trying to do as they create some space and give him some time to have to pass the ball. So Kamanong's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Low snap, hands off to Quentin Jordan. Jordan putting the head down. He's going to be across the 35-yard line, right out to the 35-yard line. That'll be a first down. So yeah, they're going to mark it right, the nose of the football, right on the 35-yard line. So first down for the Bulldogs. 3:50 left to go here in the third quarter. And again, it is going fast because it is a running clock. So the mercy rule, once a team goes up by 40 or more points, it becomes a running clock. If that happens in the first half, that will take effect in the entire second half. That is the case tonight. Or if a team goes up by 40 or more in the second half, at that point, it will be a running clock. But again, because it happened in the first half, the entire second half here is a running clock. And so the handoff again to Jordan, breaks a tackle and breaks another tackle, carrying a couple of guys, and finally brought down. A good tackle coming up, and that is number 30, Hayden Tetters. Hayden Tetters for the Fighting Irish to bring him down, but not until Quentin Jordan picked up about 8 yards out to the 43-yard line. So the big senior for the Bulldogs are rumbling down, as Chris Berman, you said, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Well, he wasn't stumbling, but he certainly was rumbling.
Do we have any information, Rick, on what the prospects look like for Mr. Jordan? I mean, he's got to be playing football next year.
Yeah, I
somewhere.
talked to Coach Witherspoon, and he said, he's looking and false start there. He's looking at different options. He's undecided, really at this point doesn't know what he's going to do, but certainly should have some options. He's got a few other players that have, some smaller college options and maybe some junior college options as well. But I think, the standout player, on this Garfield team certainly is Quentin Jordan. You've also got and a player who I believe is injured. We haven't seen much, of him, but is Leon Neal. and his dad, the former Husky player, Leon Neal, is on his way to Washington State. So Cameron back. He's got some time. Now rolls out to his right. Now scrambling and avoids the rush. And E.J. Cameron's got some room. He's got some open field here. He's out in the open. He's across midfield, across the 40, the 30, the 25, and runs out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. So E.J. Cameron avoiding the rush, and a big gain there of about 30-plus yards, if my math is right. Yeah, we're going to give him probably close to 40 yards there. 39-yard pickup there. So that was close. That was close. So E.J. Cameron, great job of avoiding the pressure, and was able to scramble and get a big gainer and brings it out down across midfield into O'Day territory to the Fighting Irish 23-yard line. So the Bulldogs, with a minute left to go here in the first half, have 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line of O'Day, trying to punch it in for a score. And Cameron looking to his right. He's got a receiver. He's going to throw it up and over. Only place his receiver can get it. And almost a great catch there by Angus Vlacity, but he couldn't pull it in, fall incomplete. And I tell you what, that was a really, really good throw by E.J. Cameron. Threw it on that outside shoulder, only where his receiver could get it, but it was just a little outside of where Vlacity could get it. Vlacity looking like he's limping a little bit, so let's see if he stays in the game. But he's coming back to the huddle. And, yeah, like most players, he's like, no, I'm not coming out. He's staying in.
That was a well-placed throw.
Yeah. Only place you can put it, and that's what you want to do, where your only receiver can get it. So Cameron in the gun again, looking to his left, now to over the middle. He's got a receiver there, and it goes off the hands of his receiver, intercepted. That was Finn Scully. And the interception and there's going to be a flag at the end of the play, the interception by Declan Brown. And then there's going to be a penalty on the Garfield player that kind of gave him a good shot there as he was out of bounds. And so a good pass, and, Finn Scully just could not. It was a little bit high, and Scully just could not hang on to it. But unfortunately, what he did was almost like the tip drill, and he tipped it up in the air, and then it was intercepted. So the referee, so that's the end of the third quarter, and the referees are going to confer, and let's see what they do, because that was a close call where the defender was out of bounds who intercepted it, but let's see if they pick up the flag. So they may pick this up because it was pretty close. I mean, yeah,
Pick it up.
I believe they did.
That was kind of a bang bang play. He was out of bounds, but it would be hard to stop your momentum at that point. He gave him a little lick.
Yeah, exactly. But but what was not a cheap shot was not going for the head or anything like that. So it looks like the referees, if I'm not mistaken, have picked up the flag. They're not going to call the penalty, but the interception stands, and so the Fighting Irish will take over here as we go into the fourth quarter. If you just joined us, you're listening to Metro League Football live on Rainier Avenue Radio .world as we celebrate our 4th anniversary, our 4th birthday. And let me throw it to Daniel B. for some score updates.
Yes, thank you, Rick. Seattle Prep is coming back. Yes, they're coming back into the half, scored a touchdown. And they took the opening kickoff for a score, making it 27-14. 9:07 left in the third. Start of the third right here.
All right, and the first down carry for the Fighting Irish, that was Ty Halligan. And Halligan, not a lot of room, maybe picked up a yard there. So as we start the fourth quarter here, O'Day with the 49-7 lead. Same lead, same score that was at halftime. So no scoring here in the third quarter as we start the fourth quarter. And sorry about that, Daniel. Daniel was kind of tapping the back of my business. Hey, Rick, I got some scores for you. My bad. So it will be 2nd and 9 for the Fighting Irish on the 46-yard line. And the pitch back. And not a lot of running room there. Again, that is the sophomore running back, Ty Halligan. And we'll give him maybe 2 yards on that carry. And that's out to the 47-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 8. I'm going to give him 1 yard on that carry. So it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Fighting Irish. And if you just joined us, the Bulldogs are severely undermanned, have 11 guys out, 6 starters, and on that interior line, the offensive defense, and that has just that has been the story of the game here. And so now O'Day with their reserves in and carry out to right around midfield. It's going to be far short of the first down, and it will make it 4th and 5 for the Fighting Irish. And so it looks like the punting unit coming back on to the field and going deep for the Bulldogs, if I'm not mistaken. That looks like number 5, if I'm reading the number. And the kick rush is coming up, but the kick and fair catch. Oh, and a muffed, and it's picked up, and I don't think you can advance it. So Angus Vlacity was not able to field the kick. He wasn't able to field the punt. Let's see. There's a flag down, so let's see. And there may have been some contact as well. That may have been the reason he was unable to handle. He waved his hand up for a fair catch. And you got to give him some room, and he didn't have a lot of room. So I think that may be the call. Yeah, I think that is the call.
Mr. Dupree, I think you are 1,000% this evening.
Well, we're trying every once in a while. We get lucky. So yeah, that call goes against the Fighting Irish. And so again, when on a punt, when the receiver is calling a fair catch, you've got to give him room to catch the ball. And O'Day got in that, I'll call it the neutral zone. And so Vlacity was not able to field the kick. And as a result, field the punt, and as a result, a penalty called. So Garfield will take over 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line, trailing 49-7. And quarterback E.J. Camelong's got 3 receivers on the wide side of the field to his right. Check that new quarterback in. I'll get that to you in a minute. Handoff, and that is Calvin Barnes Jr. And Calvin Barnes Jr. getting positive yards as he has all night. And in at quarterback is Ben Goodwin, senior quarterback. And so getting some action here for the Bulldogs, giving E.J. Camelong, who's played a fine game. I mean, given all the circumstances, the pressure, he's had a couple of passes, I think 3 picks. But, again, attribute that to the fact he has been pressured trying to get rid of the ball. And so, again, in the quarterback now for the Bulldogs, Ben Goodwin. And low snap, Goodwin gets it, handoff. And that was number 28 to Waf Abadou. And Abadou out across the 40-yard line. And just a little past the 40-yard line. So we're going to say we'll call it 3rd and 5. It'll be a short 5. The nose of the football is just past the 40-yard line.
Rick, you should probably take advantage of this opportunity with this running clock to make sure that we say, what's happening, Tyler? Tyler Ernest.
I hope he's listening. That is Edwin's boy, Tyler Ernest. As Edwin would say, my brother. And the handoff, and again, that is Abadou. And he has some room to the right side, spins, and is brought down. And he picks up a first down across the 45-yard line. And so the freshman, Tawaf Abadou, and Tawaf Abadou making his presence felt on the field. Nice run, made a couple guys miss, and then was upended. Takes it out for the first down out to the 46-yard line.
Did a good job of getting to the corner, too.
Yeah, he really did. And then cut it up and was upended. But first down. So 6:50 left to go here in the ball game. And the Bulldogs trailing 49-7. Quarterback Ben Goodwin calling the signals. He gets the snap. And again, the ball is on the turf. He picks it up. And now it's a broken play, and he drops the ball. And it's going to be – so Ben Goodwin just, again, getting in and not getting a lot of playing time and just was not able to handle the ball. He picked up, the snap and was then dropped the ball again, and it is recovered by the Fighting Irish. So that's a tough one, Tony. You get in there and, you're cold. You haven't played a lot, had trouble handling. You're nervous. So just a tough night for the Bulldogs here. But, again, hats off to the Bulldog coaching staff, keeping their guys competing. And they are, and it's a somber sideline on the Bulldog sideline, but they are not hanging their heads. They're still competing.
And, Rick, when that ball hits the turf, you have 22 guys.
Oh, yeah. Coming at it. Yeah. Coming at it. And that was the case. So the Fighting Irish will take over on the Garfield 38-yard line. And they have, as they say, the pigskin, the leather, and the lead. The pigskin is the leather. And run right up the middle. And that is Beckett Swanson, another sophomore, 5'10", 214 pound. And he's going to pick up about 11 yards. He's going to get a first down all the way down to the 28-yard line. So a nice gain, just straight up the middle, a dive. And Swanson taking it for a nice gain, first down. So with 5:10 left to play in the ball game, the Fighting Irish taking their time. And again, as is, you talk about a class act, Monty Kohler and his coaching staff, and telling these kids to take their time, let the play clock run down, and then they'll break out of the huddle. So again, trying not to pile on.
But these kids, they don't get to play all the time.
No, they
so
don't.
They're chomping at the bit. They want to.
Yeah, good point. Say, come on, coach, can we run the play? Come on, man. And so I believe under center now is, well, we'll get to that in a moment. So running on the right side there, I believe that was number 26 this time, which is Elijah Scanlon. Check that. No, check that. I think that was 25, Taj Halligan, forgive me. And in at quarterback now looks like it is number 7, senior Kadon Chia.
They've been working hard in practice too.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, let me get a reward out here. So Chia in at quarterback now for the Fighting Irish. 3:58 left to go in the ball game. And a big loss on that play. So it's going to be second, and not a big loss, but a loss. 2nd and 12 to go. Balls at the 30-yard line.
But that's what you want your players to do, Rick. You want your players to go out there and play hard and hustle. And as the coach, you'll regulate, the clock and the score and what you can in that regard. But
absolutely. Yeah, good point. So we have a flag on the play, some movement on the Garfield defense. So that'll be an offsides or encroachment. So now it brings the ball to the 25-yard line. So that will make it 2nd and 7 instead of 2nd and 12.
And if you don't, if you're playing in between speeds, that's a good time to get hurt.
Yeah. You got to go all out. You got to go out. No, regardless. And so again, the Fighting Irish taking their time and not trying to run the score up. And so with 2:54 left to go here, the Fighting Irish leading the Bulldogs by a score of 49-7. And again, quarterback Kadon Chia, and he pitches, and that is some running room there for number 21, Hank Kerr. And Kerr, 5'7", 173-pound sophomore. And the last name Kerr, I wonder if that's a young man that belongs to basketball coach Steve Kerr. Or rather to, I'm sorry, it's Steve Kerr, not that basketball coach, Jason Kerr, the O'Day basketball coach. I don't know if Hank is related, maybe son. Nevertheless, Hank Kerr, the sophomore running back, a fine run for a first down. And again, the Fighting Irish taking their time and not wanting to pile on, not wanting to score again. So the ball's on the 14-yard line. They have it 1st and 10, 1:53 left to go in the ball game. And while they're taking their time, again, I want to just say a quick thank you to our sponsors, For Culture and the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. And they are powering our broadcast, allowing us to bring this coverage of Metro League football to you live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. In addition, you can view the game, not only listen to it, and check us out on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. And that will apply next week, and next week it will, but tomorrow night as well, as we'll be right back here for more Metro League action. Keep it tuned to Rainier Avenue Radio. We'll bring you the start time. Right now, the game is scheduled for 8 o'clock as the Fighting Irish just kneel on it. And so they'll probably have to do that one more time, and that'll be the ball game. And so if you're just joining us, we were going to bring you a doubleheader tomorrow night, but there's a positive COVID test. And so the first game that was scheduled, Lakeside and Cleveland, has been canceled. And so we will only be bringing you game number 2. Right now, that game, Franklin and Lincoln, likely the start time will be modified, but that has not been determined yet. And so the posted, their printed start time is 8 p.m. So that likely, again, will change. But, keep it tuned here to Rainier Avenue Radio. We'll let you know. That's going to do it here as the Fighting Irish kneel on it, and there's 14 seconds left. So Fighting Irish with a commanding 49-7 win over the undermanned Garfield Bulldogs. For Tony B, for Taylor Kareem, for Daniel B. That will do it for our coverage here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Daniel, are you going to any update on final scores real quickly? Or I think we're done.
If we got I'd like to hear what's going on with that prep game, and then also the Ballard Eastside Catholic game as well.
So let's get a quick update, and then I'll wrap it up.
Yeah. Still can't hear myself. Am I on?
You are on.
Okay.
Yes, you are on.
Yes, here with another scoring update right as this game wraps right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, brought to you by For Culture. As a cultural fighting agency for King County, For Culture works to make our region vibrant. We are following the Seattle Prep Bishop Blanchette game. As we said, we have not got a report from them for about 20 minutes. Oh, wait a minute. One coming in right now. Panthers got another big stop on defense, forcing a Braves fumble out the back of the end zone. Prep now has 4th and short at the 28. As the fourth quarter begins, it is 26-14 Blanchette over Seattle Prep. And also in action right now, the start of the third quarter is the last report we have for Eastside Catholic Ballard, which is also in progress. Eastside Catholic handily winning that one in the third quarter, 28-7. It's 8:54 p.m., which means only 6 minutes until the start of Sergio LaCour's Love Lines right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. So, we could hold it here until Sergio, maybe.
I think we're going to wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up.
But again, want to remind you, join us tomorrow night for more action right here at Memorial Stadium. For Daniel B, for Tony B, for Taylor Kareem, thanks for joining us. And we will see you, or you'll see us and hear us tomorrow night right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Peace and God bless. Take care.